Vancouver Canucks had another tough loss last night to the Calgary Flames. We're going to break down the highlights and see exactly what went wrong. Our first play here is a minute and a half to go in the first period. Flames just at the bottom end of a power play here. And what we can see the Flames do here is we see Giordano shift over to the middle, make some space for Lindholm on the side here. And what that does is that forces this guy right here to move up and defend Lindholm. Basically make sure that he doesn't have so much space to walk into and shoot, right? Pretty straightforward. What that does, though, is it opens this guy up, right? Because this guy moves in, this passing lane opens up, and now this guy has a ton of space. So that's exactly what Lindholm does. Moves over and makes the play down. Smart pass. Shifting to another angle here, we can see that same pass get made. And what happens now is you have three Flames that have good positioning, right? You've got Monahan close to the net. You've got Tkachuk coming to the net. And I think this is Gaudreau, maybe someone else. I don't know. Someone coming to the net here. So what Jordie Benn does, really smart, is he gets down and gets in the way. And this is something we saw him do against Toronto as well. And I think this is sort of the strategy of the penalty kill here. But this guy gets down. He has a stick here to block this pass. His body's blocking this pass through, and sort of just takes away their options. So Monahan's best options, as we see, three Canucks are coming in here. All of them have their back to the point. So his best options are these two guys. If he can get it back up to them, then he's in good shape. As we see him sort of step away, now he realizes, okay, I can't play this through because Jordie Benn is just styling down here. His best option is to pull it back to the forehand and then play it up. He does a riskier play, and he tries to feed it through to Giordano, and it works. This play works for him. What we see, Ben gets up, and he's now trying to get back and cover this guy in front and make sure that Tkachuk just can't tip this shot. And what we see from Giordano is, look at his line on his shot, right? It started from here, and it's coming this way. So this thing is going a little bit wide. But I think this is by design, and his intention is he wants this to come through. He wants Tkachuk to tip it in. Unfortunately for the Canucks, Jordie Benn gets here, right? Gets here, ties up Tkachuk. We see stick on stick. Nothing's going to happen. There's no tip coming. But unfortunately, as this puck comes through, it hits Jordie Benn, ends up hitting him right here, comes through, and ends up in the back of the net to make it 1-0 for Calgary. All right, we're about 6 minutes into the second period, and as you can see on our screen, Canucks are stuck in the zone. 1, 2, 3, 4 Canucks in the zone. Well, that means one's missing, and that guy missing is Brock Boeser. He's up here somewhere. We can see all 5 Flames on our screen. That means Brock Boeser is kind of open if the puck gets to him. And what happens is we see Elias Pettersson win this battle here, and Lucic comes in to pressure him, and Petey just makes him look silly. And right now, Pettersson has both of these guys beat, right? He's got 2 defensemen for Calgary, and he's got Brock Boeser trying to get away. Pettersson has 3 options here. He has 3 options. The first one is to try to, like sauce it through here and have Boeser skate onto it this way. He could also, lob it as sort of the same idea. He could ice it. He could rip it, as hard as he could, and then have Boeser beat out the icing. But I think Markstrom would probably read that and just pick off the pass. His third option, which is the one he takes, is to go for a bank pass. And this is a little risky because this guy's here, right? And this guy's looking. He's got his eyes up, and there's not a lot of space here to bank it. As we shift to this angle, we can see the angle that Pettersson has. So the second we see Valimaki start to come out this way, look at where Pettersson's looking. He's looking here. His stick's pointing here. Valimaki thinks, he's going to try and send it up the middle for Boeser. But what he does instead is he then lets the puck move over. Valimaki, he's clearly going bank, and Valimaki can't get over in time. But the way he puts this off the boards is he makes it hit the boards, and if you can kind of see it here on like where this puck hits the boards. It hits the boards right, over here, right in line with Valimaki's stick. And it's so hard to stop a puck that's getting banked off the boards if it's right where your stick is, because you end up having to just jam your stick into the boards, and it just doesn't work very well. So this is a gorgeous pass. Feeds it through. Boeser takes it on the forehand, and this guy's closing in on him, right? This is a really good defensive play. This guy caught up to him. He's coming in, and he's going to try and check Boeser. Boeser's only real options are to shoot now, get a quick shot off, Not super high percentage. We can see Markstrom's here. He's looking at him. He's pretty square. His only way to protect this puck is to put it to the backhand, and that's what he does. So he puts it to the backhand, and what we see is Markstrom, we see his shoulders kind of drop, and we see him kind of protecting the bottom of the net a little more. So Boeser wants to go upstairs, and he gets a pretty good shot off here, actually. He goes upstairs, Markstrom gets the shoulder on it, and he now loses it. You can see Boeser's looking this way. No one knows where the puck is. And then as Markstrom looks right, doesn't see it, looks straight, doesn't see it. He is now looking down here, but the puck is here, and Boeser's the only one that sees it. So all he does is he just smacks it in. Simple as that. He sees it first. He scores. We're tied at 1. This is the second super unlucky goal for Calgary here. 5.5 to go in the second period. Again, the end of a power play. Canucks are on the kill. It gets played back to the point, and they do the classic. This is a classic move where this guy shifts in and this guy shifts up. The Canucks power play does the same thing, and the way it ends up is you kind of have like 1, 2, 3. It's basically the umbrella, right? You got 3 guys in this umbrella. You got 1 guy who can move into the slot and 1 guy who can cover down here. So it's a standard umbrella power play setup. So this guy shifts up on the far wall, and now he has a wide open shot, right? Look at all the space this guy has. He can move in. He's got all this space to get a shot off, and that's exactly what happens. We see this pass come over, and he lines up and leans into a one-timer. So as he leans into this one-timer, we see Jordie Benn, again, give up his body to block a shot. You can see Demko's line of sight here. He just sees Lucic's name bar. Demko cannot see this at all, so Benn needs to block this shot, because otherwise he's got, if it gets through, Demko doesn't see it. And he does. You can see this comes through, and it hits him right sort of, I don't know if it hits him like here under his pad and banks his way. It hits him somewhere, and it goes in this direction. So it's a great block. Really unluckily for the Canucks, though, is this puck then takes a turn, and we can now see it here. This is the puck, and it was here, so it's going right in this direction, and it hits Nate Schmidt right in the hands and just bounces in. The double doink. It's so unlucky. We can see the other replay here. It just comes in at this angle, hits him in like the wrist, and goes dead center of the net. Nothing Demko can do. You can't blame the defenseman for that. Super unlucky, but it puts the Flames up 2-1. Our next clip here, and this is a kind of a quick one, but this is the Canucks' best chance of tying this game. They're on the power play. It's 2-1 late in the second period. Tie it up. Go to the intermission tied, and you're playing as the better team, so that would be a good momentum boost. And I love this play from JT Miller. He gets the puck on his stick, and what we see happen is we see the Flames kind of move up, right? We see both of these guys kind of shift up. This guy's shifting over. Everyone's focused on JT Miller here. Well, Brock Boeser stays where he is, and he knows if this puck gets through, if it's a shot on net and there's a rebound, he's picking it up. If he can somehow thread a pass through, he's the one that has the open net. So Boeser is smart to stay right here. So what we see Miller do is he just lets this go, and this is a hard shot, and he's rifling it, trying to get this as close to the net as possible. And on this overhead view, we can see exactly what this shot was doing. We see Miller, he knows Boeser's there, and he rips it right at his tape here, right? He knows, all right, if Boeser can get a stick on it, this is a great way to score a goal. So he rifles it through, and we can see the line that this thing's on, right? We can see this sort of shot angle. So it's going to, go wide, but it's also right at Boeser's tape. And the unfortunate thing for this one is if we'd make that line again, it's on the toe. So Boeser, again, is still pulling his stick back, and we can see it hit right on the toe of his stick, which bends his stick backwards a bit, and just means that it doesn't get super solid contact. So instead of coming through and hitting this way and getting tipped in, it goes through and it kind of flubs, doesn't get a lot on it, and goes wide, and ends up hitting the outside of the post and staying out to keep the game at 2-1. All right, our last clip is the Flames' last goal, and this is what made it 3-1 and basically sealed the deal. We see Myers coming in. He's skating in. We see this guy's staying on side. Gaudette's coming this way, and Pearson's going this way, and Sean Monahan has just come out of the box. So Myers makes the pass through here, and he's got a lane, right? He's got a lane to Pearson, and then he can gun in wide. Monahan reads this perfectly, and he jumps the route, just like a good cornerback would. So he cuts in, picks this pass off, a beautiful play. And as we go here, what we can see is, I think this is Höglander. Whoops. I think this is Höglander, and he's just kind of standing up and sort of looking in at this. So as Höglander's looking up, Gaudreau cuts, and he cuts behind, and he's gunning off to the races here. So Monahan takes this. He sees Gaudreau make that step. Höglander ends up coming in. This guy's coming out, but he's looking this way, so he doesn't even see Gaudreau coming. This pass then just comes through. It's a beautiful little flip to Gaudreau here. Gets it over Höglander, and it's going to land nicely in front of Gaudreau. The other thing you have to look at here is Nate Schmidt changing. Edler comes on kind of lazily, and he needs to be moving. He needs to be coming and cutting this guy off. Don't let him get through. But watch Edler skating here. He realizes way too late that Myers is beat. Gaudreau comes in, just guns it, beats Demko upstairs. It's 3-1. Just a great play from Monahan making that pass, and the defense wasn't ready to come back and recover. Anyways, that's all I've got for this film analysis. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe down there. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, do all the good stuff that every YouTuber asks you to do. It's all in the description down below. We'll have a post-game recap after the Canucks and Flames game tomorrow night, Saturday night. And again, probably a post-game analysis on Sunday looking at that game. The Canucks haven't won since I've started doing these. So I would love to analyze a win. And I'm sure you guys would prefer to watch a win. So hopefully the Canucks can pull it out on Saturday. If you guys have any comments, please leave those in the description or in the comments section, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.